studio. This is the Almost Famous Radio podcast with your host, Jeffy McJefferson. Let's go.
And welcome to the Almost Famous Radio podcast. Jeffy McJefferson here. We've got Red.
Hello.
Jody.
Hello.
Chris is sitting in. You can say hi.
Hi.
Awesome. And Carolyn.
Hi.
We go around the table every time, and we want to see what everybody's drinking. What you got, Red?
I have a Modelo Aqua Fresca watermelon.
Nice. Cool Modi. What you got, Jody?
I'm drinking a Chardonnay that you guys provided. It's from
Hummingbird.
It's very good. Thank you very much.
Krista, go ahead. And
This is called a Tumalo.
Tumalo.
Cider, not to be confused with a young troubadour.
I won't confuse
This
that.
is a cider from Bend, Oregon.
Some Bend, Oregon cider. Okay. Lynn.
Coming out of Corvallis. It's a hibiscus lemonade. It's 2 towns, but they do a different brand for these guys. Craftwell. Yeah,
Craftwell. Craftwell, well crafted.
And what are you drinking, mister?
Me! I've got a Bodhi's off and I'm about to switch to Meowza.
Meowza.
Yeah.
Meow.
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 Yep, got a meow. All right. So we were talking a little bit earlier. We pregame, of course, at Cartwright's. Chris is sitting in. This is like, it's her first time being here. She's going to come on one of these days.
We're going to make her
hope.
talk.
Yeah. So, but
Maybe today.
Yeah, we did a childhood memories one a little bit, not that far back, but we wanted to have everybody in kind of doing this, and it was kind of fun. So, Jody, I mean, the story you told at first, out there, I want to hear about that right now.
Okay, my first childhood memory.
You heard it?
My herd of memories.
Herd of cows and horses. Is horses a herd?
Horses of herd of horses. Herd
Is
of
it a
cows.
herd of horses? Okay, I'm sorry.
I think so.
That's
I
how
think
it
so.
goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
A herd of cows.
Yeah.
I heard a herd of
okay.
cows.
Yeah, herd.
Yeah. My herd of
I think their
memories.
herd is
My herd of
mostly just
memories.
livestock.
We heard a herd. Okay.
Yeah, livestock herd.
Yeah, so horses. Okay.
Okay,
See,
so-
this is what happens, Krista. I go off. We all go off, and then we kind of get back to what we were talking about. But anyway, so you had your herd of horses.
My herd of horses.
Okay.
And we had we moved here when I was in 4th grade, so I was in 5th, and
From where?
we moved from Redding, California. That's where I was born.
Okay.
Redding, California. We moved to Central Point, Oregon, and we lived on 10th Street, and it was a dirt road to go down to Jewett. And I moved there in 4th grade. 5th grade, my mom finally started to let me kind of walk home from school.
Sure.
And I had this 6th grade guy that had a crush on me, and I thought he was kind of cute too,
Yeah. Was he?
Yeah. Well, back
Okay.
then he was. Who knows what he looks
Just
like
checking.
now?
Yeah. Yeah, he might
Marty
be.
Fife.
My name, ew.
Oh man, yeah.
I do know his name was Damon. So
Matt Damon? No,
yeah,
I don't know.
That's him.
That's it. Yeah.
Sure.
So he could be that cute. I guess,
I don't
Okay.
know. I can't remember his last name, but I do remember it was Damon.
you didn't Facebook stalk the guy?
No, I didn't. I
Okay.
should have. So we were walking home, on the dirt road and stuff, and he wanted to hold my hand, and I said no. And he's like, "What?" I said, "Well, I don't want to get pregnant."
That's right.
Because that's how that works.
And the thing is my mom and I were so close, and I must not have been in 5th grade when we were that close, because we were always very open. And I went home and I said, "Mom, he wanted to hold my hand, but I told him no because I could get pregnant." And she just goes, "Oh, Sam, no, that's not it at all." That's what my mom called me, was Sam.
Yeah.
No, we'll have a talk. And then we had our talk, and then I found out that's not how you get pregnant, by holding hands.
So where did you hear that?
I don't know. I just assumed.
Some
Any
PBS after
contact?
school special?
Maybe that's,
Yeah.
or maybe they were just
Don't
telling
hold
me,
hands or
don't
you're going
hold
to get
hands, you're
knocked
gonna
up
get
there,
pregnant.
Junior.
Or just like pot leads to stronger drugs, so holding hands leads to sex. Maybe that's where it came up with it. I don't know, but
In
thank
5th
goodness.
grade?
Huh?
In 5th grade?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm almost 60 now, so I don't know what the heck was going on when I was in 5th grade. I just knew if I hold his hand, I was going to get pregnant, so I didn't.
Well, that's a good job.
Yeah.
No,
Better
you
than the alternative.
Yeah.
So I didn't hold hands till I was in. Well, actually, my first kiss was in 7th grade with a Dan Berkey.
Ironic.
I did.
First name Dan.
Dan. Oh yeah, and I'm married to a Dan. Oh.
Yeah.
I never
Pretty
thought
ironic.
about that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Circle comes back around.
Yeah. And it was by my locker. I was 7th. He was a 9th. And
I have never kissed a Dan. I have kissed a Danielle.
I've never kissed a Danielle.
Okay.
But
not a Dan. And she called herself Danny, like the
that's
lady.
cute.
Well, like the lady, the cook.
Oh,
over there.
yeah.
But yeah, she called herself Danny, and then like, oh man, I when you first think about that as a guy, you're like, damn man, your name's Dan. And
How could you? Yeah, if you're a guy, do you think like if you're a guy?
Yeah.
If you're a guy,
Which
you
I
know,
am.
and yeah, you are.
Just to let you
yeah,
know.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So you're a guy, and you're
I can
dating.
vouch for that.
yeah, I have guy parts. Yeah,
He does have guy parts.
allegedly.
Remember when we shocked him?
Allegedly,
Oh,
yeah.
that's right.
So yeah,
But if you're a guy and you're dating a girl
Yeah.
named Danny,
yeah.
does that like ooh, or
It was
does it
kind
matter?
of strange at first because I mean, everybody, her family and everybody called her Danny. Okay, and she called, and her, like I said, her name was Danielle, which I like the name. I like the name so much. I named my daughter, her middle name's Danielle.
Right, and it's a pretty name.
Yeah. So I would, and then like the cook out there, her name's Danny, and her real name's Danielle. Mm-hmm. I like Danielle.
I have
But
friends
Danny's
that go
just
by
too
Danny.
much
I
for
have a friend
female.
that's
too much for a guy.
It wasn't too much. It was just like at the time, I was a lot younger, and so it was kind of strange. You know what I mean?
When you're
And-
kissing, say, "Oh, Danny."
Oh, Danny.
Danny.
Oh,
Well, you didn't
Danny.
say,
Oh,
well,
yeah,
I was about to say that. You didn't say, oh, Danny boy.
I didn't belt in
Did you
the.
start singing the song?
Yeah, I didn't belt in the "Oh, Danny boy, the pipes." Didn't do that kind of stuff. I hate that song too. Anyway, by the way, but yeah, so I never did belt. If I did, well, who knows? I might have. I doubt it. But if I did, I probably would have been broken up. Well, we broke up anyway, I guess, because I'm not with her. Yeah.
And Ray has a way cooler name than Danny. So there you go.
Yeah. So then,
We
yeah.
can call you Ray. There we go.
I
She-
hate that.
I know. I love Ray. I don't like Ray
Yeah.
either, but I was just trying to mess with him.
Right.
Ray was my dad's middle name. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I love my dad.
The only
Don't
person,
get me wrong,
the only
but
person
he
who
was
could get
Ray, I
away
was
with
not.
that was Kevin. He could get away with he called her Ray Ray,
He called me Ray Ray,
and
though.
that was it.
Ray Ray's different, just, hey, Ray.
Yeah.
And it was
Ray
his
Ray.
son.
Yeah,
It was-
exactly.
we
Term
had
of
a bond that
endearment.
was,
Yep.
Yeah.
even though we didn't know each other very long, we had a bond that
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Unbreakable.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I was thinking about getting her sunglasses and
Ray
Ray. What's
Bans.
the blind
Ray
man?
Band. Oh,
Ray Charles.
Ray
Yeah, Ray
Charles.
Charles. Yeah, I could have got her some Ray Charles stuff, but
He's a good singer.
I did not dare do that. Yeah. Carolyn, you told a little bit of a story. That was kind of cool. Well, sort of.
which one?
I don't know. You're the one that said it.
Your childhood memory?
Childhood memory. Do you have a
About
boyfriend?
the
Did you
driveway?
have a boyfriend in
I
like,
thought we were talking about the gravel driveway.
well, that's what I'm saying. You were the one that talked about it.
Oh.
It's a,
About your first boyfriend.
Why?
or the gravel driveway.
What's going on with the gravel
Get your
driveway?
mic
That
up
keeps
there,
me.
girl.
Oh, well, no, because how it started was you talked about
There you go.
having to walk up the driveway with that boy that wanted to hold your hand. And then I started talking about how I lived off a big gravel driveway, like in the
Oh,
country.
that's right.
So the school
Okay.
bus dropped you off. And like most of the time, my older sister was there and we would both walk up.
Yeah.
Sometimes she wasn't.
And it seemed
And I
like it
would
took
walk
forever.
up, and it was so long and so big or like daunting. And I think mostly in like kindergarten or like the half day stuff, my mom would come pick me up. But sometimes, maybe in elementary school, she didn't or whatever. But oh yeah, I was saying we were latchkey kids, but we didn't have keys because we didn't lock our houses in the
Oh,
country
that's right.
back
Okay.
then. That's
Yeah.
where this
Oh,
came
yeah.
from. Yeah. So then you just walk up this driveway. It's literally about a half a mile. It's nothing. It takes you like
But when you're
15
in
seconds to
kindergarten or
drive
first
down
grade
going
or
10
so,
miles an
that's
hour,
like
but
a
yeah.
long way.
Yeah.
yeah.
So what's latchkey?
Latchkey is when you go home, but you have a. Have you not heard this term before?
I've never.
I've heard it, but I just don't
I
really know.
haven't.
What,
So you go home.
I don't
to
really know what it is.
You go home to an empty house, but you have your like house key on a necklace, latchkey. So you can like get into your house.
Oh,
so like
okay.
it's pretty much like you would go home by yourself probably earlier than you're supposed to.
Okay, I didn't know. I've heard it, but
Yeah.
I didn't know exactly what it meant.
So I think in cities it means, or neighborhoods, it means kids that go home with their house key secured, usually on a necklace. But in the country, like I said, we didn't lock our house, so you just rode the bus home and walked up the gravel road and went into your house.
I had whip your ass key because like when I got home, if I got in trouble at school, I got my ass whooped.
I think latchkeys that's not legal anymore.
Oh, why?
Oh, you can't whip a kid's butt nowadays.
Oh no, latchkey
Or
or
latchkey.
whipping.
Latchkey
Talk
kids.
into the get closer.
Latchkey kids, I don't think that's legal anymore. Because if somebody sees a child on the street, then they will call the police and be like, oh, this child is neglected. You know, they don't have adult supervision. You just can't be like meandering in the streets anymore and come home when the lights turn out.
Oh,
You can't
Like
do-
the good old days.
No,
Yeah.
you can't be a latchkey anymore.
But we didn't even meander in streets. We
crap.
just rode the school bus until our gravel road came. Granted, we lived out there. Yeah, I don't know.
who walked to school?
I did.
You
I
did,
did.
too, Krista, everybody? Jody?
No.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Sorry.
I was dropped off in a limo every day.
I'm waiting for you to start your first and how the third because we didn't walk to school there. No way we would.
My mom would get
we
so
would
mad.
degrade
I was a little
ourselves to
spoiled,
walk
okay?
to school.
I was the opposite. If we missed the bus, my mom would get so mad because the timing would throw her off from
So
going
it's
to work
bus.
on time
Right.
because we lived in the country. So it was either like school bus or mom's going out of her way to take you to school, going to her job also.
See,
so
my-
like,
So yours was bus too?
My mom was a stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
My dad, and so my thing was I did have a bus I could ride, but it would make me sick. I didn't like the smell of it.
Yeah.
And so I would tell my mom I don't really like the smell of it. It kind of makes me sick. And so she would get up and take me to school.
Did she open the back door for you and let you get out and just like all right, Jody, have a great
A block
day.
away, so
Yeah.
it doesn't look like your mom is.
Yeah.
What did it smell like?
I don't know. It was just buses. I just didn't like the smell of them. And then like the other day I did a shadow. This lady does at work.
Yeah.
She does tours for the younger kids at Jewett and stuff like that. And I had to ride a bus, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I have to ride a bus. I'm going to get
did you
sick.
get flashbacks?
I did. But the thing is when I got on the bus, I thought to myself, oh, this
Flashbacks.
doesn't stink. I think I was just a spoiled ass rotten kid.
Oh,
Probably.
you were the, yeah.
PTSD.
Because I don't think my school bus ever stunk.
No,
I never
just-
remember it stinking.
I just didn't like the smell of it. It was
Unless
like
it was after a football game and
yeah.
I was
Well, but
driving
it was like
football
a- I don't know,
players.
Sports buses
Diesel
are
or
different.
what?
Then I was the one that stunk. So.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, I just
So
I
you
don't know
didn't
what
notice
was.
it.
But then I just thought to myself, I was just
You're doing
you
okay
good?
over there, Krista? Is everything
good?
No,
good?
I'm asking her.
Yeah. Oh, well, golly.
It's great. It's
Interesting.
fine. Nothing bad.
Okay, good.
Manageable.
Yeah.
So, do you have any childhood memories, Brad?
I
Well,
have
We
a
just
lot
got
of
kind of
them.
carried away with.
well, what about
Maybe
the
I was
walking to
spoiled
school?
rotten
You
ass.
walked to school.
I did walk to school many times up in Oregon City from first grade to sixth grade. We walked to school and we probably were, I don't know, probably like a half a mile away or so.
I think we were 10 miles away, like on highways and country roads. So that's why I was like, no, it
Well,
was
so
the bus
we
or
walked to school,
parents.
but we
Even
didn't
if the
walk
shade
down
of
the
your life.
sidewalk like of the main road. There was a trail that went through like blackberry bushes and stuff that cut through from like our street to like the school. So all the kids went that way. And so I walked to school. And then again, high school, I actually lived across the street from the school. And technically, I was supposed to ride the bus, but because it was a highway, for safety, they didn't want you crossing the street. So they would want the bus to stop, put on the lights and all that stuff. But I just walked across the street, and because the high school was right there in the junior high when I went
Yeah.
there. So, but yeah, quite often
Yeah,
I walked to
walked.
school.
And I know I'm an old fart, and so it's not, I didn't do the up 5 miles uphill to and from school in the snow with holes in my shoes. I just walked to
I
school.
did that.
Yeah. So I didn't do all that
I
shit.
thought I was doing that as a first grader up a gravel hill.
We walked, we walked. We walked. We walked to school, and there was like how you wear it down and it gets the dirt, like grass and stuff, and that's how it was. And I don't know if it's still like that, but I mean, that's how it was when I went to grade school and stuff like that. So yeah, I walked to school in grade school for sure.
Yep.
I walked one time, and that's when he wanted to hold my hand, and I'm like, no.
I'll get pregnant.
Heck no.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm going to get pregnant.
My mom's going to drive me instead.
I can't walk to school anymore. I'm gonna get pregnant.
I'm going to get pregnant if I walk to school.
Classic.
That's probably why Mommy decided to start driving you to school.
My girl's not going to get
48
pregnant.
miles up the hill, no shoes.
No, and she's not going to get pregnant by holding this asshole's hand. Yeah. I'm surprised your mom didn't stalk the fucker just to make sure that he's doing Facebook stalking.
Oh, speaking of stalking, this is another story I got to share. So when I got older and I would go out on dates and I lived at home.
But you were still in school? It's okay. It's okay.
No, actually, I don't know.
Just curious.
I don't. I think this might have
go.
been like when I was older and I moved back home type of thing.
Okay.
My mom would literally, because I'd still make him come pick me up at the house when I was with my mom and dad.
Sure.
My mom would literally go to the garage door and look out the windows and take down his license plate number
Oh my God.
As she should. I don't know.
and make sure.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
But back then I'm thinking, mother. But now it's like if I had a daughter, oh heck yeah, I would have done that to her.
Oh my gosh, my parents never did that.
My parents never did that either.
I would be sitting in there waiting for my boyfriend to show up, and it would be a big, rugged pickup truck with 45 cowboys in it, and they're like, all right, come on. And my mom and dad are like, all right, see you later.
Hey, get the fuck out of here.
And then we'd go to the ag fields and get drunk.
Yeah. You're like, hey.
Not my mom had. My mama had to know their parents'
Like,
name,
hey,
their
you
phone number,
obnoxious
where they
little
lived.
shit. Get the hell out of here. I don't give a shit if there's like 45 fucking cowboys in this damn truck. Just get
Cowboys
out. Yeah.
Don't get pregnant by holding hands.
Yeah.
Don't hold that cowboy's
Yeah.
hand.
Did not.
Don't hold.
We did not hold hands.
Yeah, there's other things. Yeah.
There was no
They did,
hand
they,
holding.
did the real,
on.
they did the real things that get you pregnant.
As it were, that's not the way you get pregnant.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Oh my god.
Shit just got real.
No, but I remember like coming home and being like just so slosh drunk that I would be like tiptoeing in the house, thinking my mom's sitting in the chair in the dark watching me like pretty much bounce off the wall as I'm trying to get down to my bedroom, And then the next day I wake up and I'm hungover as you know what. And my dad's like, you still got to rake the leaves.
But
And
I'm
so
not
I'm
feeling
in-
well, Dad.
Good.
So I'm in the front yard, rake, bleh, rake. Bleh. I mean, and this small yard took me like all day. And he just sat there probably with a cold beer watching me. Like you did that to
You
yourself.
did it to yourself there.
Yeah, he knew. He knew what he was doing.
He knew.
You need to get a landscaper on that.
I know. I needed
Yeah.
a landscaper.
The landscaper.
Gardener.
We'll get into the landscaping thing on another episode.
Oh,
Don't worry.
yes, we do have
Yeah.
leaks that need to
I
be
we
do
have-
fixed.
have one other funny story related to the gravel road growing up.
Let me put you there. There you go.
So this gravel road,
Oh.
it would go up, and then it went, and my parents' house split off from it. Then it would still go up towards the top of the hill, and it's that big hill, like on Highway 62 when there's the pond after View Falls Highway, and then it's between the river and there. So my parents were on the river side, but up high, but you can still keep going. And so, literally, my dad, I remember the old truck he had. And we were going up, I think, to check like irrigation ditches or cows or something.
Hey,
and
I
so
know irrigation ditches.
I was sitting on the tailgate, and then it was the driveway or the road would keep going past the driveway, but with a pretty big incline. And through the gravel and potholes, my little booty just skittered off the tailgate, and I fell into the road, and he didn't see it happen
didn't know?
and kept going. And I just literally, and I was young enough to just think like the same thing that I thought this half-mile gravel road was like 5 miles long. He went up just a little bit far enough that I was just sitting in the middle of the gravel driveway, like starting to cry because all of a sudden I like fell off the truck
How am I gonna get
on my
home?
booty. And yeah, my house is like 50 yards that way if I would have known. But Yeah, and then he turned around and he felt terrible.
And he came and got you.
Yeah,
Good.
for
Hilarious,
sure.
though.
Yeah. Oh, but as a kid, you just think those things are like major events.
Like he's leaving you. For
Yeah.
good.
I fell off a truck. No, I did.
Yeah.
I fell off a truck going like 2 miles an hour uphill.
But your whole life came apart right then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
In that moment,
Yeah.
I was. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that was
irrigation
that's my
ditches.
other
Yeah.
gravel road
That's-
story.
that's, you know,
we
that's
also
my kid's
swam in
story.
irrigation ditches growing up. We turned out fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's-
well,
yeah,
we
nothing
had
wrong.
we had a canal that was like 9 feet deep, 10 feet deep, and it had an undertow on it. It'll suck you under.
That's scarier than just like the ditches.
But what they do, they had these offshoots that you're talking about. We were talking about this the other day. Mm-hmm.
And you get a lot of offshoot of poop in those ditches. Turns out like the irrigation.
They didn't think about that back then, though.
we didn't
No.
have poop in our irrigation ditch. Well, we probably could have. It came from the lake.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Yeah, because back home in Southwest Oklahoma, it's cotton. They have a lot of cotton fields there, and then they have to irrigate them because it's hot in the summer there, real hot, damn hot.
Like Redding hot.
Yeah.
Redding
Is
hot
it
with
humid
humidity.
or is it dry?
There's some humidity
humid.
there.
Okay.
And it's
Yeah. Well,
It's
see,
Yeah,
hot.
which
hell,
is
we-
also a different form of heat. I feel like if you're dry heat, if you're humid heat, it's so different. Yeah.
we when we played out in it all the time in the summertime, we were outside all.
But that's all
every day.
you knew.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Exactly.
We
That's what you knew.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and that's I
Bodies
tell this
adjust
story all the
and
time.
acclimate to that.
It's just that I mean, we were kids. I thought everywhere in the world was like this. I mean,
Yep.
yeah. I thought everybody. Oh man,
And you
it's-
could run up on the street barefooted.
You better not.
Well, your feet wasn't used to it.
No, this shit gets hot.
Well, maybe I don't remember right then because I thought I remembered like when I lived in Redding, California, that I could like run across the street to the park.
Yeah, good
and it
luck.
was like 110,
well, maybe you can
120.
walk on coals.
Yeah.
I
could-
can barely
could be
walk
pretty
across
special.
my hardwood floors.
Oh, I can't now.
Like,
I'm
my
a-
feet are
no
so
way.
sensitive, yeah.
Yeah, my feet are really tender now. It's like, ew, ouch.
Yeah. I have feet of a surgeon, is what I call it. Oh, she tickled her, yeah. Because my feet are like
I
pussies.
just tickled my feet and I liked it.
My feet, yeah,
What do you want me to tickle next?
this is interesting. Yeah.
Save it for the landscaper.
Gardener.
What happens in the
Maybe
studio
landscapers
stays in
have
the
a
studio. Yeah.
Except for it goes on there.
Well, yeah. We'll take a little break. No. And then come back. And we're back.
We're better now.
I used to not smoke cigarettes until hey. But
Sorry, I had to mow the lawn.
But yeah. Yeah,
Maintenance.
so no, we didn't. It was hot, but we didn't. It was the concrete and asphalt. Dude, asphalt would like get brutally hot.
Oh,
It-
yeah.
Well,
it'd
that's what
stick
you
to
can
your
like
feet.
blister or fry an egg on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd stick
Yeah.
to your feet. Yeah, and
Well,
stuff like that.
Then I went down. We've taken like the grandkids and our kids as well when they were younger to the Redding water slides, and it was miserable. I hated it because I just don't like the heat now that I'm older. I stopped liking heat probably about 20, 30 years ago.
I still like heat. I still do like heat.
I like it.
But I remember one time, childhood memories. I was in, I think, 8th grade at this point, but we did a soccer tournament up outside of Portland.
Mm-hmm.
And it was when turf was more just becoming a thing for kids. Like this was early 2000s, late 90s,
Was it like
early
the
2000s.
thin, like almost?
Well, it had all the black
carpet?
stuff on it.
Oh, so you had real
And so
field. Yeah,
I think the tournament was actually in Vancouver,
That's tires,
Washington,
by
but
the
we
way.
stayed. Yes,
Yeah,
yeah, it's a
it's
tires,
ground
which
tires.
is pretty cool.
Yeah.
However, it's not cool when it's unexpectedly like 90
your eye.
degrees.
You mean it's actually not cool?
Yeah, no, our like people.
Yeah, it wasn't really cool, was it?
Cleats were melting. Like
Yeah.
you
Oh
had
my
to take
gosh.
breaks because you felt like your feet were on fire. And I think we were just kids, and then also maybe the adults didn't figure out how bad it was until it was bad. But it was like same as asphalt, but astroturf. While we're trying out there, like kick
They're-
a soccer ball around.
They're ground up tires.
Yep.
Is what they are.
Yeah.
And then that's
and when
what they
it's
put
hot
in
enough
the-
to melt them, it's not
Yeah.
great.
Right.
That's what they put.
Right.
It's called
Yeah.
field turf. And
Yeah.
then they.
Oh, yeah.
And then they ground up. Just
Well,
letting
and
everybody else
especially-
know. I know
hate,
you know.
I hate to say about
But-
25 years ago when this was happening.
Back when you were 5.
Yeah.
No, 10, 12, 13. Because I was in junior
I
high
gave
when
you
this
that. I
happened.
gave you that freak. I teed that up for
Oh,
you.
thank you. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I was like 3 when this happened. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
I just projected
And
it.
I was
It's fine.
5.
Right there. I was like, Carol's like, no, hell no.
Sorry.
No, I wasn't fucking
I was
5. I
trying
was
to be.
like 10.
I was
asshole.
trying to be accurate, but I realized the gift you were trying to give
Okay,
me.
Yeah.
Thanks for thinking I was 30.
There you go. But go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, it was just miserable.
Yeah.
It was, but you also didn't know until it was happening, and then no one really knew what to do with it, and we just played soccer while we melted.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
We would play sport. We would.
Resilient.
We would go play.
Yeah.
We would go play
Something.
football at the junior high field, and we would play in the summertime. And they would turn on sprinklers and stuff like that. So we'd play football in the sprinklers, and then we would also we had an Air Force base there, so we would go to the base pools and we would swim out there. But like I said, I thought it was like this everywhere in the world, not
Yeah.
just the United States. And it wasn't, obviously.
No, it's hot down there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I thought I was going to melt one day.
Took her to my niece's
Graduation.
It was in May, and we left Kansas, and then we drove down there, and AC was on the whole time.
It's like 10 or 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah, and so we got there, and it's the first time, and she got out the car, and she was like, "Oh dear God, my breath is taken away."
I'm with you. I don't.
It
like,
was so
it's
hot.
Horrible.
It was
horrible.
so
Yeah.
hot. I've never been in heat like that.
Yeah. She was like, "It just took my breath away." I'm like,
I'm like, I feel like
No,
I
I
need
take
another
care with it.
shower already.
Yeah.
And where were you guys?
Altus, Oklahoma.
Yeah, in Southwest Oklahoma, man, it was hot.
Phoenix, Arizona.
You had dry heat.
But different.
I've been there.
Yeah.
Arizona.
I'm telling you,
You're right. It's
Altus
dry-
is
it's
Yeah.
hotter. I've been to Phoenix. Altus is hotter.
It's just
Yeah.
probably because of the humidity factor.
5 minutes out of the car, and I already needed another shower.
So no, thank you.
We
Like,
hit the pool.
Don't even worry about straightening your hair. Just
No.
put it up in
No.
a
Forget
messy
that.
bun or a
Forget that
ponytail.
shit.
Yeah.
You embrace your natural wave and grow.
yes.
But you want
Yes.
it up. You don't even want it down.
Did y'all go swimming at places? Did y'all go to lakes or you go to pools or anything like that?
I was
As a
lucky.
kid?
When you were
My-
a kid, yeah.
I grew up here, so I grew up on lakes and rivers for the most part.
When you went swimming in them?
When I lived in Klamath, my mom actually worked for Motel 6. She did the laundry there during the day. And so during the day, everyone has to check out by 11 and they can't check in till 4. So the pool was mine from 11 to 4 every
awesome.
single
Oh,
day.
nice.
So I'd bring some friends down there and would have basically like little pool parties all day. Well,
Nice.
Mom worked. We swam all day. It was
That's
kind of
awesome.
nice.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Worked out good.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, we went to the Air Force base pools. Did you have pools or did you swim in lakes?
Shasta Lake when I lived in Reading.
Yeah.
And I had my cousins. They were in, I have Indian in me, you can't tell, but I do.
Like a dot Indian?
Like what?
Feather? Indian with a feather or Indian with
Don't
a
do
dot?
that to Carol. She won't, but yeah.
No, feather. Like,
Okay.
Like Cherokee.
Native American.
Cherokee, yeah. And so, but my cousins, you can tell that they're Indian. And we were at Shasta Lake one time.
You could tell you are, but go ahead.
We were all laying out in the sun, I was probably, 13 years old. And they were laying on each side of me, and I was laying in the middle, and one of my cousins looked up and said, "Oh, look, we're an Oreo cookie."
Ooh.
Yeah, that was ouch, but
My friend got fired from Ross for saying that to someone. She worked at Ross over in Klamath, and she had 2 coworkers that were black, and they were all standing just in together. And she goes, "Oh, look, we're like an Oreo cookie." And she's like the most naive
You gone.
person, whatever. And she didn't mean anything by it. Just like I said, she's super innocent. She didn't really mean anything derogatory.
well, yeah. And to me, that's just
but
a funny comment.
like somebody else overheard them, and she actually got fired for that.
Was this
For
recently?
that no, that's probably 10 years,
Oh, see,
15
this was
years
Did
four
you
ago.
years
ever,
ago.
did you ever
20
go to
years ago.
powwows?
I don't
Oh,
know.
that
Yeah.
long ago, and they
I
fired
have
her?
been to a
Oh,
powwow.
yeah.
Really?
Yes, I
Yeah.
you before.
Oh, yeah.
Have you, Chris,
I
been
thought
to a
it
powwow?
Probably
just a
20
thing-
years ago.
Really?
'Cause they
I
had
thought
them
it was
all the
just a
time
now
in
thing where they got
Oklahoma.
so emotional.
My
Yeah,
mom
no.
didn't like embrace.
I know.
Yeah.
That
Weird.
sucks. Yeah.
Oh, what was that? Go ahead.
My mom didn't. She was adopted, and she didn't ever really embrace like her Native American heritage.
Yeah, and I'm not a Native American, but we went to powwows.
We just had my like white dad, you know, and all the German ancestry, and
Okay.
that's what we celebrated. It was like bratwurst and sauerkraut and stuff like that.
But that sounds better
That's
than
good, though.
powwows. I didn't like going to powwows. It was
I
not,
don't
It
know.
was
Are
not
you
fun.
making fry bread
No.
is like delicious.
Is it in powwows Indian stuff?
Yes, at
Yeah,
the Arizona
powwow.
State Fair,
'Cause I
the
live in
fry
Oklahoma,
bread. That's
it's
the only
like
reason
the
to go.
big
Yeah.
Indian
I can
steak
tell
and
you guys
stuff
more
like that,
about this
so.
off air, but I just found
Go
out
ahead.
about a new fry bread food truck.
Yes,
love
here
fry-
in
oh,
town.
really?
Yes.
I
yes.
love
Did
fry
you see
bread.
it too?
Yes.
So
I
was
told
gonna
you
show
about it.
Fry
It's
bread?
called like Two Feathers or something, isn't
Bread
it?
or fried? Bread that's fried?
But it's different.
It's different.
It's different.
Oh, I like fried bread. My mom
no,
used to make it.
Yes,
It was
it's
really
like
good.
Oh, hell.
it's
Like buttery and-
I think it's corn based.
That
corn
shit is
corn flour
so
based.
good.
Yes. I
And
don't
however
know.
they style it.
Where's
'cause-
this at?
Well,
I'm going right after here.
no, there's a food truck.
Yeah, there's a food
There's
truck.
a
I
new
don't,
food truck.
It's
I
brand
think it's
new.
called Two Feathers.
Two Feathers, I think.
I just literally found it this morning, and when I knew I was going to see you guys, I was going to tell you about it. But
Yeah.
I think it's out of Phoenix, here, not Phoenix,
Okay.
Arizona. And
A little quicker travel.
Appropriation though.
It's closer.
No, because they are legitimately sharing their cultural food. So they are the people.
It's not white people. Making
It is not white people making fry bread.
Yeah.
Because the last time we had fry bread that was really good, it was
Oh, yeah.
also from someone that was pretty good at making it. And
Yeah, I learned that from his
They're
grandma.
closed this weekend for Memorial Day.
Yes,
He
they
learned-
are closed this weekend for
He
Memorial
learned
Day.
that. He learned that from his grandma and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and that shit was good.
Yes, it was. And I
My
wish
mom made really good
it
fried bread.
would've-
Yeah.
Yeah, really good fried bread. I loved it, and I wish I could have gotten the recipe from her before she died.
Looks like
Yeah.
they have sweet and savory versions.
It's kind of like a tortilla tostada fry
Yeah,
combo.
it's an Indian taco right there,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah.
And that shit's good.
Well, that's what I thought of you guys when
Yeah.
I saw that this morning.
Yeah.
hours ago.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love food.
every time I get a chance to get that shit, I get that shit
Say it again.
because it's good. I love food. Yeah, that's it. Jody was like, I love food.
Makes me happy.
Happy.
That one.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Okay.
That's a good kind of segue to like back to when you were kids. Is there kids? When you were kids, is there foods that you loved and hated? I'm sure there is. But what is it?
I have some interesting food stories
Okay.
from childhood.
Yeah.
So, my dad's Italian and makes really great like meatballs and pasta sauce and all the things.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom, she would bake more, but she doesn't really cook that much
Okay.
growing up or whatever. But I kid you not, on Fridays, our like special thing was those Blue Penguin TV dinners, and we would just like have a TV dinner and a Friday night movie. Growing up,
Were they aluminum? The aluminum
No.
ones? No. So you're old. Yeah, because you're younger.
yes.
No, the aluminum ones where you had to put
but-
them in the oven, not the microwave. You had to
Yeah.
go in the oven.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway,
No,
yeah,
ours
go
went in the
ahead.
microwave. But then later in life, my parents'
days.
nutrition shifted, which shifted our nutrition too.
Yeah.
And so it was just super interesting of like our childhood food versus what we eat as a family now if we're together for dinner is completely different. Completely different. My dad also grew up like helping raise his younger sister, and so he had to help like put food on the table. And so I think that is interesting, like our family growing up of like he would be like, what are we having for lunch or dinner or all the things. But it's similar to, I think we've talked about this, but growing up on Sundays, it would be like church and then chili dog sandwiches or whatever.
Okay.
And so it would be like
Yeah.
white bread,
White bread.
hot dogs, chili, and cheese on top.
Right.
Yep.
And I kid you not, like none of us in our family would eat that anytime right now. Like that's just not a
Right.
thing
White
anymore.
bread-
but
the white-
it was like 20 years ago.
White bread was a hot dog bun.
Uh-huh.
White bread was a hamburger
Uh-huh.
bun. White bread was a white
Yes.
bread for
French bread,
sandwiches
yeah.
and shit.
And French bread.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you-
French
if
bread.
you like garlic
just
French bread, if
funny
that's what
of,
you
like,
had.
That was it.
What
Yeah.
you could use that for at that
Yeah.
time, and then now
I
in
ain't
our
buying
lives,
no, I
that's
ain't buying no
like not a
damn
thing.
hot dog buns and hamburger buns, bitch.
No.
Then
Yeah.
raising my kids, they would not have a regular, white piece of bread with hot dog on it. It had to be a hot dog bun.
Right.
But back when we were growing up,
That was it.
That was
it.
That was
yep, white bread for a hamburger and hot dogs.
But
yep.
it was also so like it's
You put the
it's,
hot dog in diagonally and you went corner to corner.
Yep,
No,
exactly.
No.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if we did
That's what we
chili,
did.
if we did chili, open faced chili sandwiches, it would be. And also, mind you, this is Sundays. You go to church, and then you watch sports afterwards, and then you make food with it. And so it was a piece of white bread with a couple hot dogs filleted on it, chili on top, and cheese on top.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you also have some like fruit.
We didn't have chili.
Like chili cheese dogs.
I don't think we ever had chili either growing
Yeah.
up. I mean,
No,
it
this
just
was
a hot
just
dog.
like the special Sunday
Yeah.
sports meal that we would have.
Well, that's
but
good.
it was like,
Yeah.
it was significant.
least you got that
and I liked
sucker.
it.
Well, and also
Yeah.
if you had extra hamburger and hot dog buns, we also used those for other things like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, or made French bread out of those when Mom made spaghetti. If you had hot dog buns, you opened them up, you buttered
put
them,
some butter,
you put
yeah.
some garlic
Yep.
powder on them, and put them in the oven. And
Ain't
Maybe
nothing
some
wrong with
cheese.
that.
I
Yeah,
don't think I
garlic
ever
bread
had a
on.
hot dog or hamburger bun in my house when I was growing up, ever. I don't
Really?
remember ever seeing them in my
Only
house.
time we had it was when there was company.
I don't even think we had them when we had company.
Then you
we
got
go-
the fancy
and then they would
buns.
grill out
Yeah.
shit, and then because you can't have like family members come over and then you're grilling out
And then you have to
a
use
hot
white
dog,
bread.
and then go, hey, slap this bitch between a couple of pieces of white bread.
you
Oh
had to
God.
get fancy and get the buns.
No, but literally like that whole like white bread hot dog chili thing is like unheard of for
Yeah.
any of us now at this
Yeah,
point
no,
in time.
yeah.
Like, no, we're not eating that.
We did hamburgers
And even,
the
like,
other day, and then we had buns left over, obviously, because you can't buy just 2 buns anywhere. And so we made taco burgers.
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
he did like taco meat,
Taco meat,
Yum.
and
we
then
did
put that
taco
on there,
burgers.
and lettuce and tomato and cheese or whatever. And
That
then
was a thing back in the day.
And then
too,
you
back
just ate
when
like
we
a
had
taco burger.
burgers, yeah. Taco burgers were a thing back
his
in the day.
day is
back-
you're different than your day back in the day.
Yeah.
So what day was it?
Thursday,
Probably-
Thursday,
Probably
January
when
5th.
you weren't born. Probably before you were born.
Thursday, January 5th, before you were born there, Krista. So, yeah.
My mom and I, talking about like food we would eat. Like when my dad was home, he was a truck driver and he'd be home like every other day or whatever.
Yeah.
And when he was home, it was always steak, mashed potatoes, and gravy.
That's her
That's-
dad.
Yeah,
That's-
that's my dad.
He had
meat and
that's what-
potatoes.
Yes, meat and potatoes. That's
Yeah.
all. When he was home, that's all we ever had ever. But when he was gone, Mom and I would be home. My brother would be wherever, and Mom's like, should we have chocolate chip cookies for dinner tonight? And I'm like,
Yes.
yeah, let's do. So we'd make up the chocolate chip cookies, and it's like we sit there and eat the dough. We
Yes.
never had cookies. We just eat the cookie dough, watching a movie.
I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, or no.
Never did that.
And I think that's also like for us, we just were.
My mom
and
was
so-
my best friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and being in so many different directions, so like we weren't always home that often for dinner. So it was a lot of like, what are we getting on to go?
On the run.
different
Yep.
sports or activities or things like that. But my dad sometimes would be gone for like construction jobs, and one of the things that my mom and I and sister both liked were breakfast tacos. So it was tacos, but it was just scrambled eggs instead of the meat. And so
Shit.
then you have scrambled eggs, but you still have like the refried greens, the lettuce, the salsa. Like you just did tacos, but it was with eggs instead of other meat. And it just wasn't one of the things my dad liked. So it would be like, oh, if he's out of town, we're doing this.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Shit, the
Yeah.
only tacos we would have for breakfast is watching a Taco Bell commercial.
Well, no, it was dinner. It was
we sure as
dinner.
hell didn't get no breakfast tacos
No, it was
back then.
dinner.
Well, either way.
We
Either
did
way,
it for
yeah.
dinner.
Yeah, either way, yeah.
Breakfast for dinner?
Yep.
Oh, I love
that's
breakfast
what
for
it
dinner.
was.
is
No,
so
and that's
rocks.
what it, and it was literally
We do
like
that
every
often.
couple weeks
Yeah.
we'd do
Breakfast
it.
is good anytime.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
We
I
were
always had when
cereal
I was
kids,
raising
man.
my kids, I always told them, like, I don't know, I'd say maybe once or twice a month at the most. I always say, fend for yourself night. The first thing they would do is go for cold cereal.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yep.
What was your cereal?
Cold cereal. Some of them would go
Back
for
in
ice
the,
cream.
no, it's still to this day. I like all the Captain Crunch shit.
Peanut butter Captain Crunch.
Peanut butter.
What about only
The bomb.
berries? Have you tried that?
Which one?
Only berries.
Yeah, well, they didn't make that back then.
Now they
Yeah.
do.
Well, I know they do now. Of
But
course,
not back
after
in our
yeah.
day. They didn't have the berry.
I like the
So
Apple
we,
Jacks.
we could only
Apple Jacks.
Apple Jacks was good.
we only had
Cinnamon
cereal that
Crunch
was like
was my kids' favorite.
sort of healthier for
Yeah.
breakfast sometimes. We
Yeah.
could have the sugary cereals for dessert sometimes.
Yeah. This is,
I actually,
It's- yeah.
This
I
was
actually
my-
didn't have a
yeah.
choice
We're talking about
on
childhood,
breakfast cereal.
yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Whatever. For one thing, I hated Cheerios, and
Unless you had tons of sugar on it.
even tons of sugar.
Oh,
and these
no. You
things
put a
top-
cup of sugar on a bowl of cereal.
And then yeah. And then
Okay,
shredded,
maybe it was only a quarter cup.
Shredded
I don't know.
wheat.
It was a scoop.
Oh,
A scoop.
shredded wheat. was
God, my
gross.
mom would buy shredded wheat and stuff, and you have to eat it 100 miles an hour before
Before it
it's
gets
sawed
soggy.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I grew up
Or
in
frosted
the
mini
realm
wheats.
As a
of
kid.
Same
Yeah.
thing.
yeah.
Frosted mini wheats was the same thing. They're
Yes.
good, but you have to eat them quick.
You gotta go.
Otherwise,
Oh,
they
otherwise
They
they get in the
stay
mushy.
crunchier than those ones that he talks about.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
big,
And I
the
like
big
and,
squares.
and also good cereals was like the Count Chocula stuff and the
Oh, yeah.
Frankenberry.
We still
and
get a box
Blueberry
of
and
that
stuff like
usually
that.
every
Yeah.
year.
Whenever they do that.
No, I only for dessert. It was like you want a bowl of cereal or you want a can of fruit. That was dessert for us for the
Dessert?
most part.
Okay.
hmm
We would make cinnamon
Which canned
toast
fruit is terrible
with our
for
white
you.
bread.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. Oh, yes, that we saved that for when we were sick.
Yeah.
But
And my mom would make popsicles out of Kool-Aid.
Yes.
Oh.
And she had those
Yep, we did
Tupperware.
that.
Yep.
She had those
Tupperware
Tupperware things,
ones,
man.
yep.
And you had to pull them out, man, and you had Kool-Aid popsicles, and they
Yep.
were good.
Yeah.
Yes, they were. They
Yeah.
were better than regular
I'm
popsicles, I
not,
thought.
I'm not like
That was
jamming
before
my
all
mom on
those
that.
like
No, that
juice.
sounds good.
What
Yeah.
are those flavor stick things?
the
Yeah.
squeeze them things.
Those,
they're
yeah,
like,
those.
They're like
The
yeah.
popsicles and
Yeah.
the little
Right.
sticks.
like Otter Pops.
yes,
Otter Pops,
yes.
that's
I
what
couldn't
they
think
are.
of the name of it.
Oh, I wasn't sure if
I'm
you're talking
like-
about fruit or not.
Yeah,
no,
no.
those are like dyed color.
In case your child has diarrhea. So.
Yeah, we
Good
had
to know.
we had those bad Larrys, man. Those,
If my child
those
has
Kool-Aid
diarrhea,
Pops.
they're on their own.
If your grandchild has diarrhea, you might want Pedialyte.
The only shitter about the whole thing.
Yeah.
No pun
Anyway,
intended.
yeah, no pun intended. Yeah.
Shit part.
Well, it's about the popsicles, Kool-Aid popsicle, because you could suck the Kool-Aid popsicle, and then all the Kool-Aid would come out quickly, and
then
then
you
that
ended up
ice,
with
that
your
ice
ice.
would
Ice,
just stay
yeah.
there, and you're like, well, fuck.
Yeah, what do you do now? Get rid of it so mom
You got to
doesn't
eat it like you just got to go, and crunch it all real quick.
Yeah.
Because otherwise,
That's why you got to coach the child that's eating it.
coach what?
Coach your children how to eat it.
You have to coach the
I
child.
was the kid.
That's eating it. I just did this 2 weeks ago. Okay, with the Pedialyte popsicle like that, and he wanted to slurp up all the liquid,
Yeah.
right? But still, there's ice. You know,
That's when
It's
you
like,
go WWE
hey,
on them and
keep
fucking give
pushing
them the
it up.
suplex and shit
There's
like
a
that. Give them a
method.
boot to the face. Yeah.
Eat this mother.
there's a method. You
Yeah.
know, push it up, and you got to crunch the ice,
Yeah.
Yep.
and have a little bit of the syrup too at the same time. Like, there's a process.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to be disappointed at the
Yeah.
end.
Ratio.
Otherwise, it's going to be in your ass.
Yeah.
That's how it would be with me. It's like,
Well, yeah,
okay,
that's the risk.
that's
My
how it would be
parents
with
never
me.
gave
It's
me
like,
no
otherwise, it'd be
instructions how to
right
eat
in your
anything.
damn ass
Children
pipe.
really need to learn how to have a
Take one up the ass?
Pedialyte.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, sorry, what?
Speaking of asses,
Speaking of asses,
so how
Here we
many of
go.
you got your butt spanked as a kid?
Oh, I did.
Here,
oh, got our asses kicked.
Yeah.
here.
Our asses
We had a big board
kicked.
with holes drilled in it with my name on one side, my
Don't-
brother's on the other.
Don't dare get,
Wow.
Don't dare take. We call them licks at school with the paddles. You get a lick at school, you get spanked at school, and then you're going to get your ass kicked at home.
Yep.
Yep.
So
So
they
it's a
didn't
double-
do
it's a
spanking at
double
school
duty.
when I was around, but I got open-handed, slapped on the booty sometimes, and probably deserved it. But I got a lot more soap in the mouth, also deserved it because I was mouthy.
Yeah.
It was more so mouthy than actual like behavioral or
If we
aggression
acted
or
up
whatever.
at church. Damn, man.
I got smacked. I got spanked.
Yeah, it was
Whoop
never.
ass.
It was more.
never-
It was more soap in the mouth
Got
for
your ass
me.
whooped. Oh, yeah,
Mine
so-
was
And
on
my
the butt.
sister was like a fraction of what I ever went through. I don't know if she ever got spanked or soap in the mouth.
It's kind of like,
Probably
hey,
not.
back home, man, it's like, kind of like the Eddie Murphy thing. It's like, you get soap in the mouth. He goes, dang, Dad, I didn't say it. Shit. He goes, you said shoot. Close enough.
I knew very much what Ivory bar soap or what like Dial liquid
That
soap
shit would
tasted like
stick
back in the
your
day.
teeth. It
The
would
only time
stick.
every time
in-
I got hit in the mouth was when I said "fuck you" to my mom.
I
And she hit-
never,
yeah.
I did
And she
not
hit-
use those words. I used a lot of other mouthy words,
Right
and that's
now-
why I got soap in the mouth.
She
but-
literally
I'll let-
punched me.
I'll let you
and-
know right
yeah.
now that my dad was not a big guy. He was only like 5'4". But if I told my mom
That's my
"fuck
height.
you," I told my mom "fuck you," then we would not be doing this podcast
you're
right
dead.
now.
No,
I'd be a
would-
dead man.
Yeah,
My
as
mom
is
was the
appropriate.
disciplinarian. My dad.
My mom was too.
My dad never. He spanked me one
Unless
time
she
when I
fucked
was
around with
5.
my mom.
wow.
Unless she fucked with mom.
Not my. Yeah, no.
If I told mom "fuck you," Dad would like, oh.
My
I know my
brother
dad
called
backed
my
away,
mom
my
a
mom just
queer
started
one time,
punching
and my
me.
dad broke his hand punching him.
Yeah, my dad never. He wasn't.
Because back in the day, like
He didn't
that
bust
was
your. He didn't kick your
a
ass for
bad
saying
word.
"fuck you" to mom.
No, my dad. He was like I said. No, my mom. She took care of
Yeah.
me.
Oh, sure.
Seriously, I ended up like doubled up in my bed. It was a long story because she was
I'm
telling
with
me
you.
that I shouldn't hang around with this girl. You know, I was young. I was like, this was when I was 19. I was like 19.
Getting the ass whooped at 19.
At 19. Well, I was
Okay.
I was
Okay.
hanging out with this girl, and she told me that she was she would go out with these guys, just go out on dates. She didn't have sex or anything, and they would pay her. And I told my mom this, and my mom, I was really naive. Okay, you guys,
obviously.
I was
Did
a
you hold
dumbass.
hands with her?
Well, no. What happened? I was
Oh.
no, I never held. I never. That was a good one. No, I didn't hold hands with her.
Did you hold more than hands?
Your mom
Yeah.
was great. You get pregnant.
I was telling my mom. My mom says, "You're going to hang around with a whore. You're going to be known as a whore." And it's like, Mom, that's not it. People know who I am. And I said, "Fuck you." And she literally just started nailing me, man. She doubled up her fist and just started punching me. And I was in a ball on my bed. Oh yeah. And my brother said to my dad, "Shouldn't we go should we go get Sam?" And my dad said, "No."
You want to get in the middle of this shit? No.
My dad and my brother were outside the bedroom. The door was shut. My mom was kicking my ass. Needless to say, I've never hung out with that girl now again, and I have no idea where she is.
No Facebook stalk on that. You gotta find some people that you Facebook stalked and you're like, hey, do you remember this shit when I got the living shit kicked out of me by my mom for telling her fuck off? Jeez.
Remember that?
Yeah. All I know is that I told Ray this, and I mean, maybe you guys, but you know, when we went to church, man, I mean, we were raised Catholic.
Yes.
And me and my brother, you know, we would, you know, if we even talked in church or if we did anything, we come home, pants to the ankles, and you get in the belt.
Knees, grab hold of your ankles.
Right there.
Yeah.
You lean up against the bathtub and the wha-pow. Okay.
Yep.
So we finally wised up after getting, man, we did minimal stuff. And I don't know why mom freaked. My mom wasn't, Catholic until she married dad. And stuff. So, but she would she would kick my ass. She'd kick our ass. And so we were like, dude, man, we got to be altar boys, man. There's no way we can.
We have to figure out how to
Yeah.
compensate for this.
Yeah.
So we became altar boys and never got our ass kicked ever again. So we were like, dude, we have to do something, man. Because I mean, we would say, the peace be with you, and we like put up the peace sign to each other. And my brother was sitting about 3, 4, down from mom and dad. We got our ass kicked for that, and stuff like that. Mom whooped my ass with a bowling trophy.
With a what? A bowling trophy?
Yeah, sucks. I took first that year.
I was gonna say, was your mom in the bowling league, or were you in the bowling
I
league?
was in the bowling
Where you
league. It was
got
our
the trophy?
boys.
That
It
was
was-
your trophy that you
yes,
learned.
Took first. He had a big trophy.
That's way worse than your mom's
I'm making
bowling
this sound
trophy.
like my mom was a vicious witch, and she's not. She's
My
she's
mom either.
awesome.
My mom was wonderful.
But
She
she would
was. She was.
She would like
loved her
take
so much.
anything, to whip our asses with, and she caught a bowling trophy. And I was like, damn, we took first. Yeah, like I said, we took first place, and we should have probably not even placed that year. Then we wouldn't have got our asses whipped with that. It would have been something.
That would have saved him.
You ever picked a switch?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Ooh.
I have a story on that one.
Good.
So we were living in, it was actually not Reading, it was Central Valley, but now it's called Shasta
Okay.
in Reading down there. And so my mom always told me I couldn't walk home because there was a creek. And if I walked home, I'd have to walk across a creek. So she told me I couldn't do that. Well, all in one day. And also, back then there was a hip huggers, or not that they were high-waisted or hip huggers. Well, I was maybe 7 or 8 years old. And I wanted hip huggers like the cool girls wore. So I rolled my pants down. So I had hip huggers. And then I walked home from school. Well, my mom saw me walking home from school with hip huggers.
Yeah.
And she made me pick a switch off of I think it was a plum tree or some kind of tree in our front yard.
Doesn't matter what tree.
It was a tree, and I had to pick a
tree.
switch. It was a tree, and I had to pick a switch, and I got switched, and I got my butt whooped with
Did you guys ever have to pick a switch?
Nope. Always open-handed. Never a
Right?
spoon.
No,
Pick a
or
switch?
I never
Yeah.
had to pick a
never
switch.
even like a plate thing. It was always just an open-handed
We
thing.
thought
and
we
they were
were-
very
we-
minimal for us.
we thought we were
pretty
smart,
Good kids.
so-
I wasn't a good teenager. I was a better kid.
I had the threat of the belt.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Oh,
Where they
when
snap
you're
it.
like-
The snap.
Oh, yes.
Remember the
We
snap?
had the belt.
Yeah.
We had
Yeah.
a belt.
Okay.
So we
Or
had-
open hand or our paddle.
When we picked the switch, we thought we were being sly and got those little thin ones.
That
And we
don't
thought,
work.
okay, this ain't gonna hurt. Shit,
hurts.
those things draw blood. And then
Because it's like a whip.
if I ever
Oh my God, my butt's
if I
hurting.
ever had to pick a switch, I'd take a branch off a tree.
A big one.
A
Did
big
Dan
one,
have a
big
thin-
freaking
Thin
branch.
switch or a big thick one, Dan? You said your butt hurt.
Yeah, you guys, yeah. So
Jody needs a minute to recover.
Maybe we should
just got
break
the ever loving
intermission-ish.
And-
I don't know how long we've been on for.
You want to take a
or what
break?
else we're
Almost
gonna
an
do.
hour.
Take a break.
Oh yeah, let's do a break. Come back.
We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back. Yeah, if you want to potty, you
I
can.
have to pee really bad.
You can pee. You can do whatever you want. We'll be right back. And we're back. We're going to take a little break. Take freaking leaks and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, but what we want to do here is we want to ask Jody about, or anybody, did they roller skate as kids?
Okay, I was telling a story to Krista earlier about my roller rink days.
Yeah.
MSU, Medford State University. Anybody remember that?
Who?
Medford State University.
No,
Oh.
I didn't live here as a kid.
Okay.
I was
So
born
that
here,
was
but
a
I
It
didn't.
was really, that was, are you serious?
Yes.
That was Medford Skate University.
It was a roller rink.
They had a university.
And it was called MSU.
Oh, okay.
It was called
Well,
MSU,
it
Medford
wasn't-
Skate University.
It wasn't a real college.
Was that
No, it
the,
wasn't a college. It was a
Okay.
skate.
Okay,
Yes.
okay,
was that
okay.
the rink
Gotcha.
on 99?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
It was the one after the hardwood floor one. There was a hardwood floor one back in the olden days.
And what was this one?
Rest in peace, hardwood floors, by the way.
I don't remember the name of
Yeah.
that one, but that's a good name for it. So I used to go there, and I wasn't a real good skater, but they also had like a dance party, like after hours on Fridays.
Okay.
At I don't know, it started like at 9 o'clock.
How
So
much booze did you sneak in?
Well, I wasn't.
Just asking.
No. To be honest with you, back then I didn't really drink.
Okay.
Okay. So I was only like 13, 14.
It was the boys you were after.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So
By the way,
wanted to
Chris
hold
is with us
hands.
on this last segment, so it's all
Finally,
cool. Thank
we-
you, Carolyn, for letting her do this. But go ahead. I'm
we
sorry.
get there. I go there. My mom will drop me off at MSU.
Okay.
Then my brother's friend would come and pick me up from MSU and take me to Fat City.
Expertise. That's why I'm like, keep it.
Did anybody know what Fat City is?
Fat City.
It's
That's,
that's-
a burger, right?
I don't know. It's
Oh.
actually
That's what I call myself.
Fat City was it was almost like a bar actually, but there was no drinks. Just it's like it actually had a bar, but you just got soft drinks.
There was no like alcohol there.
No alcohol.
But
And
like triple 4-decker cheeseburgers or something. That's why they call
no
it Fat City.
food. No food. It was just
Okay.
It was like
Fat
different
City.
levels of dancing. It was like you were at a bar, but it was for 16 and older.
Was it fat or PHAT fat?
I don't know. I never. Even
Okay,
thought-
just
but but that's a good
go ahead,
question.
yeah.
That's a good question. But anyway,
Fat.
that
Okay. Yeah.
and they had really good music, and they had a DJ that was up there, and it was just the coolest place ever to go. So
Sure.
anyway, but you had to be 16, and I wasn't 16, so but I always looked old for my age. So my brother's friend would come and pick me up and take me over to Fat City. And so one time I was out on the dance floor just getting my groove on. Yeah.
And this is at a skating rink. I remember.
No. I left the
okay.
skating rink and I went to Fat
Okay.
City.
Oh, Fat City's okay. Sorry.
I was
Yeah.
at Fat City and I was
I'm sorry, I lost
getting
it.
my
Wait, what
groove
was
on.
Fat City? I thought it was a skating rink. What was
No.
that?
The skating rink was MSU.
It was Medford Skate University.
Yeah, Medford Skate University.
That's what she said. And then she went to Fat City.
And then I'd go to Fat City. I'd have my brother's friend come and pick me up and take me. And somehow my mom found out all this, and so I was out there on the dance floor just getting my groove on. And I'm like, oh crap, that's my mom, and I see her over there with her arms crossed,
Yeah.
down there just looking at
Yeah.
me.
You were caught.
I was caught, and I'm like,
Busted.
I told the guy I was dancing with, I said, I think I should probably go now. And so I walked off the dance floor, and my mom said, he knows your age now. And that was the only thing that was said.
You should have moonwalked off the dance floor.
I should have if I knew
Yeah.
how to, but that was the only thing that was that my mom never said another word to me. I wasn't grounded or anything. I just could never go back there till I was 16.
I could never do the moonwalk. And then when I was a kid and stuff like that, I was an athlete and stuff like that. We played sports and stuff. And I couldn't do the moonwalk. Am I too loud for you?
I don't
Okay.
think sports have to do with the moonwalk.
Well,
though, or
because,
being
I mean,
athletic.
No,
You could just tap
because I'm
right
not
off.
Fat City right now.
Oh, yeah, remember-
It wasn't Fat City back then.
roller-
No, but if
So
you're an
that's
athlete,
what
to
I'm
me,
saying.
If
I
you're an
didn't
athlete,
have
you
it.
should be able to do anything.
So I
truly
couldn't
believe that.
I couldn't do the
Jeffy
moonwalk.
McJefferson, listen, the roller rink,
Closer.
this is like a different kinds of Olympic sports,
Hey,
right?
I was
like you
there.
gotta shoot the duck.
I shot the
and
duck.
You do the limbo,
Did the limbo.
right? You got the couple skate. You
Got the
gotta
couple
find
skate.
somebody to
No.
hold their hand.
I know I was. Well, I went to the roller skating rink when I was a kid.
You don't hold hands if you want to get pregnant, though.
Yeah.
Or don't want to get
No.
pregnant.
Yeah,
No.
you don't want to hold their
Yeah.
hands because you'll get pregnant.
Yeah, if you
No.
couple skate, man, you're going to get somebody pregnant. So,
Only if you choose that person to get pregnant.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, couple. I wonder how many. I wonder how many kids
hopefully
was
they'll buy you
born
a soft
9 months
pretzel.
later after couple skating at a fucking roller rink.
We should do a survey on that and find out.
I mean, god dang, man, there must have been a freaking baby boom then. After that shit, I mean, you go to you do a couple skating, and God forbid you hold somebody's hand, and then next thing you know, Jed's a fucking millionaire.
Or you're a
Do you
big guy.
think that Elon Musk once went to his local roller rink?
I think he has his own, and he just does that. Yeah.
He owns all the roller
Yeah.
rinks.
Yeah.
He just gathered up all the
Here's
gals.
Hey, hey, baby.
shot the duck.
I don't know. I don't know how to do
Grab
an
the herd of
Elon.
cows.
I don't know how to do an Elon Musk impression, but I go, hey, baby, how about coming to my roller rink? That's my best Elon. I don't even know if that's. But anyway,
That'll work for
But
me.
yeah,
It's
so,
acceptable.
But yeah, so he's like, hey, I bought a roller rink. Why don't you come over here and couple skate with me? And yeah.
Yeah, I bought a
Wait,
roller
did you
Yeah,
ever
and then,
roll? Did you
In
ever
Medford.
roller
And then-
skate?
In
and then we're
Medford,
gonna-
Oregon?
and then we'll have
Up
a
in
kid.
Oregon City, we got dropped off every Friday night while my mom and dad went bowling.
Yeah.
They were like in the same parking lot. And so they'd drop us off and go bowling and then pick us up afterwards. So
Yeah.
every Friday night we skated.
We just went there.
Did you hold hands with anybody?
I
Go
don't
ahead, Krista.
remember.
What?
Did it make you
I'm just
pregnant?
curious, Rhea. Do you remember the smell of a roller rink?
It was like musty. I do
Yes.
remember that.
It's very unique.
I think it's because
It's
all
not like
this.
an ice rink.
It's like my
I
truck.
think it's because, yes, like
Krista
feet.
was telling me that she remembers the smell.
It's like my truck because my golf shoes are in there.
His golf
That's-
shoes
that's
were in there, and I
that
got
just
in there today, and I'm
Blinked
like-
on me right now. I was like, okay.
I'm like,
she was like,
"Ooh,
well,
what
yeah,
is
sure,
that
doesn't
smell?"
smell good in here. I'm like, oh well.
If I could go on Etsy and I could buy a candle that was like 1999 roller skating rink, I would buy it immediately.
I was already married at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's good.
You
Mine
were,
would be 1979.
Oh, 98. That's when I was in the
85.
regionals in Bakersfield, California.
1999. Yeah.
Right.
And then we do. Keep them on. You're on. You're on the rest of this segment, girl.
You go.
Yeah. Carolyn gave it up to you. You're going.
It's fine.
Pull that mic. Pull
1999?
that mic. Hey, pull that mic up and ask anything you want. Talk to about. What do you think?
I had already been married 10 years.
Here's a story, okay?
Yeah.
Speaking of roller skating competitions.
Yeah.
So I went in, I think it was 1999 actually, to the Nationals, and that was in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Woo! Home of the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Yep.
And do you know what happened there? The people that worked,
You found a landscaper?
somebody. No, I
Fixed her
wish.
leak.
Oh, okay. I didn't. I was just asking.
Oh, gosh,
Yeah.
I wish. And then I could just bring them back. No, it's way worse. No.
Oh,
Worse?
okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Somebody that worked at the motel that we were staying at was very bored,
Uh-huh.
and they shit in this old woman's hairspray.
What? How could you?
You know what?
How could you shit in the
You
hairspray?
told us this story.
she
I remember this
sprayed
story.
it.
I forgot
This
you
is
did
crazy.
mention that.
Yeah.
How could you shit in hairspray?
I mean, good question.
Oh,
She had a pump. She had a pump hairspray.
No, you
okay.
have to be very. I mean, you have to be very intentional.
Yeah.
To
It
get
couldn't
your
be like
Not
my
only
hairspray doesn't
intentional,
screw
but you have
off,
to be
so it has to
very
be okay.
You have to be very creative.
Yeah,
That
and,
is
and
so
also like very
gross.
disturbed.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. You probably had to eat it like Taco Bell first because ain't no way that
No.
you have to. Well, you have to have loose shit
To get it into that tiny hole.
to get that thing to come out the hole.
Yeah, otherwise you have to. It's even worse if you have to like shove it in there.
Ew.
So you think
Yeah,
did
can
he
you just picture that?
did he bore out the hole so that it would like go?
Who knows? Who cares? It's
Well,
just
this is
it's
part of the
disturbing.
story.
No, it's part of the story. We care.
Well, nonetheless, it's disturbing. Doesn't matter how the shit got into the.
Could you imagine?
Bottle.
And I use so much hairspray. Could you imagine?
So anyway, so that happened.
Yeah.
so-
So I don't have any intentions of going back to Nebraska anytime soon.
At least
Well-
not to that hotel, right?
No,
Nebraska.
thank you.
I'll tell you what.
But hey, next time, Jeffy, I'm gonna go to Oklahoma. For Gus.
Okay, we're good. I don't even know where we had it. Anyway, let's just keep going. Yeah, Gus took a.
Who's
Where-
Gus?
He's one of the guys that does the podcast.
Okay.
Okay.
We know Gus. He's good.
She keeps trying to get rid
She
of it.
keeps
Just
trying to get rid of him.
You're in for this.
keep it on and talk, baby.
You're in now.
He's actually from Lincoln, Nebraska.
Closer to you.
So
Yeah, she keeps
and
pulling away.
he's a good
Does
guy.
he come to car rides?
Yes. He's
Who's
comes on the
Gus
show.
from Lincoln, Nebraska?
He comes on the show.
Have I met him?
I don't know if you have.
Oh, I think I met him once.
You
and
have.
I said,
You
oh,
met
He
Gus.
has a little daughter. She's
Yeah.
Gus,
cute.
Gus. And he should have a hat.
Yes, exactly. Great guy, Lincoln, Nebraska. Painted a freaking dick and balls on his freaking track. You know the track and
As a
field track.
senior prank
As a senior
thing.
prank.
Also, if you did this in high school, like,
He didn't shit in.
you know.
Well, I
yeah.
don't know if he did or not.
He didn't
We'll
shit.
have to ask him.
The
People
next
did stuff
podcast,
in
you
high
need to
school.
ask him. Ask him, did you
We're gonna
shit
have-
in some
yeah.
hairspray?
Well, have to have.
Do you or any of your family members shit in hairspray?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a
We
thing?
need to know.
Is that a thing in Nebraska or not?
Because Keith Morrison could be coming along anytime, asking questions.
He could. And there was actually shit in. That's my Keith Morrison. Okay,
It
so
was a regular day in Lincoln, Nebraska.
sun was shining. There was lots of leaves on the trees, and a little thing happened at a roller skating rink.
An older woman was preparing her hair for
And-
going to the roller rink, the regionals, the roller skating regional championships.
And
She sprayed
something
she
went
sprayed
awry.
her hairspray, and something went awry.
Yeah. And we'll be right back from Dateline. Okay. Yeah. So,
Next up, Andrea Canning.
yeah. I can't do her. I can't. I can do the what's the black guy's name on there? I watch that all the time.
Dateline?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Dateline.
Hi. Damn, I forgot the guy's name.
It's me.
I was saying to myself, if I'm ever on Dateline, I don't believe anybody would say, "Oh, she was such an angel, such a sweetheart.
Right.
She was such a perfect person to be around." I have no doubt in my mind. Nobody would say that about me.
You know that bitch Jody?
Yes,
I'm pretty sure I would be on
We just found her ass
instead of
in a
Dateline.
I Dateline. I love Dateline. I
There
watch
was this
Dateline
really cool show called Snap.
all the time.
oh my god.
And how many Datelines? Who watches Dateline?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody's raised their hand.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I had to quit because I had
still
bad
never-
dreams.
Okay.
I actually creeped an ex-boyfriend out because of how much I watched Snapped.
But, okay, so Dateline, it's like, how many people get duped because they actually tell you who the fucking killer is in the first 10 minutes?
I know. You just
And
know.
then you're like,
yeah.
then you're almost like, man, I hope this guy's not guilty of killing his wife and shit like that.
It's the husband or the boyfriend.
Or the wife. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But you're like almost hoping that it's not because they give it away right at the first.
At the very beginning,
yeah, he was a loving husband and he doted on his
But we
bride
still
and
watch
blah,
it.
blah, blah. And I still watch it.
Yep. I'm addicted
Even
to
the
it.
2
I
hour
love
ones
it.
I watch. Because I've said this before on here. Once once that one gets done, they immediately start another one, and it's late at night,
Then you're hooked.
and then you're hooked already.
Yep.
Hooked
then
into
it's
the
4
next one.
hours later.
Yes, exactly.
Because it's like, bam, 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 and they're like doing it, and you're like, oh fuck, I'm staying up all
I
night
should have went to
long.
Oh, I
bed 4
watched it
hours
anyway.
ago.
I did it last night. I went to bed at like 2, 3 o'clock because I was watching fucking Datelines. I get hooked.
I was having bad dreams. I was looking at the window, seeing if somebody was gonna pop into my room.
Oh.
Oh, where's my? Do I have a hammer?
But you're
Is it a
alive.
razor blade? Or yeah, I
Saw it at one
survived. I
point.
survived last night.
You survived. You're alive and you survived. So you can't be on Dateline.
Also,
Well, you can.
Slightly funny of how this would still be on a childhood memory podcast.
Sure.
But I used to love to watch Law and Order marathons, like as a 10-year-old. So there you go.
I remember that guy's name now. His name was Craig Melvin. Hi,
Craig Melvin.
I'm Craig Melvin.
Oh,
And
yes.
this.
Thank you.
His
It's
Dateline.
Dateline.
And he
Yeah,
always does
yeah.
that. He always has that pause. Hi, I'm Craig Melvin. And this.
Show a
It's
picture.
Dateline.
Yeah.
Show a picture. Which one's Craig Melvin?
I don't have my phone here. She can. Yeah, we went to childhood memories to Craig fucking Melvin.
Jody, describe how the roller rink smells.
Yeah, so did the roller rink. Okay,
Fair.
so you didn't have shit eating people in the roller rink. We all had fun at the roller rink.
Oh yes. Oh no. It
Doing
was
the
always a lot of
limbo.
fun. And I wasn't a really good skater,
Yeah, I wasn't either.
but I
did
would
all right.
skate. I just couldn't wait for the dance because the dance they had a dance at MSU, Medford Skate University.
Man, that still freaks me out. Medford Skate University still freaks me out.
Did you get your diploma?
I did. I was a professional dancer, not a skater, but a dancer.
And you skated across. Did you have to skate across the stage to get it?
With my diploma.
Everybody, yeah. Everybody, throw your.
You know, I actually think that somebody, an investor in the community, should like revamp that roller rink.
Medford Skate University.
Yeah.
Medford-
Well,
yes.
it's right there. It's huge. Yeah.
Right next to the bowling alley.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
kids can go in the daytime and adults can go at nighttime, and they have a bar or whatever.
I would. Speaking of bars,
As a childhood memory, speaking of bars.
Childhood memories, yeah. Speaking of bars.
I started going to bars when I was really young. Okay, but anyway.
Me too.
But you know, you think about it, and now there's no like they have like bars like breweries or whatever like that to grab a beer and a glass of wine, but they don't have like no dancing places to go dancing.
Ronky tonk.
Besides Ronky Tonk, and there's some being old. Me and a girlfriend went there last year before I had my knees done, and we got there. We looked up at the stairs, and we thought,
No.
nah. And we went next door to the pizza parlor and had a glass of wine.
Yeah.
It's like, but there's no place to go dancing here in Medford anymore.
How old were you, Carolyn, when our rink got built?
It opened in 98, so I was 10, but
See,
the
there-
construction was a couple years
MSU?
before that.
Are you
No.
My
talking
dad built the rink. Helped
the
build the
MSU?
rink.
No.
No,
The rink.
ice rink.
rink.
Ice,
ice
oh,
rink.
ice
Yeah.
rink. Okay. I've
Yeah.
never been ice skating.
I was just curious. So that's what I wanted to kind of get back to. You're good.
Ice. I've never been ice skating, but I'm figuring I'm too old and too fat to
No,
skate around on those
I-
little tiny things.
I took my kids ice skating, and then when they were little or younger, but they used to rollerblade. So they got on the son of a bitch of ice, and they were just like, and I got on there and I got out to the middle, and I was just like, looked like Chris Farley going like, "Get me the fuck off of here." But yeah, I mean,
I've
we
never
went
ice
ice skating
skated
when I
and
was a
have no
kid and
desire
stuff.
to.
Yeah.
Have you ever
I
ice
used
skated?
to-
Yet? I have, yeah. No.
And I have no desire.
Did you
to.
ice skate, Krista, when you were a kid?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was a roller skater first.
No, I went ice skating.
And then I transitioned to ice skating. I tried it. But then my brothers were playing hockey all the time. So I started playing ice hockey. And then when I got pregnant, I went to the rubber rink. Because I
what?
thought
Our rink.
It's the ring.
rubber rink. Because I thought it would be good exercise. But then I was pregnant and I keep falling, you know? And these children, they were coming up to me and they were being like, "Are you okay?" Like, I think I need to hang up my skates.
Your
before-
center of gravity was
Yeah.
off.
Exactly. Yeah. But I do have my skates. I'll share them with you, Miss Jody.
You can ice skate all you
We
like.
could all go out together again. I still have hockey skates in my closet. Every
Well,
year
I
or
will
so.
be on the sideline rooting you guys on.
Me too.
I will
Drinking.
too. I'll be like,
Ray
hey,
and I'll
this
be on the
is,
sidelines
yeah.
drinking our beer or wine.
Right. Because I'll be the same way, just like out there with my hands like this. I'm like, get me the fuck off of this ice, like I was doing. I ice skated when I was a kid once, but you know that's my childhood memory of ice skating. But we roller skated more, you know, because I was living in a house. I mean, how much ice is?
Yeah.
Ponds don't ice over there
No.
in southwest Oklahoma.
Where it's hotter than heck and humid.
Yes.
You can't grow
I know, you know, and that's, you know, when I was a kid, you know, Mom was
Ice
like, hey,
stands no
she was
chance.
like, hey, you keep this up, you're going to go to hell. I'm like, I'm here.
I'm already here, Mom.
I'm trying to stay as
I'm
cool as
already
I
here.
can.
You
I'm
can't.
not trying to go down a hill.
You're gonna have to use another one because you're gonna, you know, to scare me because you know because you're like you're gonna go to hell. I'm like, hey, I read about hell,
already
I
live
learned
there.
about hell in church and stuff like that. I think we're here.
I think we're already here, Mom.
You're
I see there
right.
I think
because
we're
you're
already
like-
there and stuff. So
Okay, wait. I have one other topic of childhood stuff that it's
Okay.
more like the neighborhood snacks that you would get that were cheaply priced. So I lived out in the country. We weren't talking about that. But one of my best friends growing up lived in town. And so we'd walk to her house and go by the Butte Creek Mill in Eagle Point, and you get those honey sticks that were 5 cents a stick. And I think if you bought like 5 of them, maybe it was only like 10 or 20 cents a stick.
that would be cool.
Because they were flavored and stuff. And they had different candies too, but the honey sticks were the like nickel candy. So what
Sticks.
else? What else around you guys did you get?
I
hear
remember
what
that
you're
going to
saying.
the candy store and there were like, you know, penny candies. You know, you would go. I remember like when I lived in California. It wasn't when I lived in Oregon, but in California there was a little store down by the. It was actually down by the laundromat, and back then you could run around at any age because it was safe.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And so we would go down to the store down there, and you would get like penny candies, like, and they were good, like, you know, what are those?
Chickle sticks.
Yes,
Okay.
Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah,
That's what we
Tootsie
always
Rolls.
had.
Yeah.
was
And
like
Tootsie Rolls all for a penny. And you get tons
Yeah.
of Tootsie Rolls, and then we would go next door to the laundromat, and we would play tag. And so we would, you know, we ran around playing tag. Well, I happened, and then the candy machine was the base.
Sure.
And so this one time, like I went up to I was it, and I was tagging people, and so they ran up and went to the base, and it kind of started tipping back and forth, and then I ran into it and tipped it over, and it tipped over and landed on my toe, and it broke my toe. Yeah, a stupid little memory.
That's
you
a
know.
good one.
Yeah, but it was, you know, penny candy. What can you?
We used to go to Jiffy. So our convenience stores are called Jiffy and stuff. And I'll age myself more now, but you know, we could buy tobacco as kids. I mean, we bought chewing tobacco.
Sorry, what?
Yeah,
Do what?
we
Yeah.
could go to 7-Eleven
Christmas
and buy
apple.
just about anything we wanted.
At what age?
I was in elementary school. We would go get.
Oh, 5 years old, 6 years old?
Doesn't matter. You can go to the store and get it.
I'd like some American spirits, please.
Yeah.
And present your quarters.
Or however.
I used to go buy my mom and dad
But we had-
cigarettes when
we-
I was
we had-
little.
We always had every time
I
we went
walked
to
down to the
recess.
corner store.
Every time we went to recess, we
they
would,
knew my
we would
mom and
freaking
dad.
have our we'd take dips of skull or chew tobacco and stuff like that.
When cigarettes were 75 cents a pack when I was in junior high.
Skull was a quarter.
Good old days.
It's a quarter. Can of skull was 50 cents. Yeah, and stuff. Yeah, you can get a plug. You can get anything you want.
the people they're on the Zyn now. School's out.
I use them both.
Okay.
Do you chew?
Yeah,
You're a chewer?
have been since grade school.
Really? My husband was
That's
until
what he just
quit
told us.
chewing.
6-year-old school days.
And that's good. You're a clean chewer because I would have never known. I've never seen you have it in your mouth or anything
You
like
wouldn't
that.
know.
You know.
You wouldn't know. He's
And
a
that's
chewer.
how my husband now, that's how he was when he chewed. You did not know whatsoever. Except for one time, he was chewing, and I used to walk McAndrews all the time, and he spit in a bottle, water bottle. And I went up and did my walk, came back, and I drank it, and it's
Oh
like
my
I spit it out, and
Oh, and
I
then
was.
puked?
I called him up, and I'm not this type of person to my husband. I mean, I
Yeah.
can be a witch to everybody else, but to my husband, I'm like usually pretty calm. I called him up and I said, "You blah 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 blah," and he's like, and he's never said he was sorry, but he said he was sorry. Then he said, "I'm sorry, that'll never happen again." I said, "Fucking right, it won't happen again.
Oh,
You're not driving my car ever." It was gross.
That happened to me too. Somebody spit into my beer. I accidentally drank it.
That is absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
It's the
that-
worst thing.
that
It's
is-
horrifying.
It's not.
So,
It's
I'm
not
act-
acceptable whatsoever.
None.
No,
Yeah.
it's no.
And Dan was a clean
And I-
chewer.
and
You
I
need to
was-
be responsible where you're spitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I actually prefer those little snooze, the little packets.
Yeah. I got some in the house. You want one?
I don't care.
No, thank you.
I don't care if you chew or not. I don't care
But
if you
don't
smoke or
spit in
not.
my
Just
beer.
don't interrupt my personal space.
I don't spit with
Yeah.
those. I spit with tobacco.
Yeah.
But I mean, I use tobacco more or less. When I'm drinking beer, and
This is still a childhood memory thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
we started
it is.
talking about
That's
the
where
candy
that's
at the store.
that's
and
where
then
I got it.
tobacco happened.
That's where I got
Yeah.
it from. I mean, we were.
Yeah.
We would take big ass jaws of freaking Red Man and have the old big cheek of freaking Wow, man.
Mine was Copenhagen.
Did you? Oh, that's right. I remember you telling me that.
I
You used to
forget
chew Copenhagen, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, when she was younger. Yeah.
And you
I was a
carried around your
cowgirl,
pocket?
man. I wore Wranglers and chew in the back pocket, drove a big old Chevy truck,
A
Yes,
dinner,
ma'am.
a dinner
Oh, yes.
plate, a dinner plate belt buckle.
dinner plate belt buckle.
Look, she's so freaking
How did you
cute.
come across this
Was she
man?
like that when you met
Oh
her?
hell no! I wouldn't have jack shit to do with it.
He wouldn't have shit to do with me.
I
back
told her
then.
this too. I was like, if I knew you back then, I wouldn't have anything to do with your ass.
Yeah, here you
They're
are
all-
now.
Yeah, I'm not into that shit.
Do you think she would want anything to do with your ass back then?
I don't really care. I wouldn't have anything
Probably
to do
not
with
because
her.
I heard he was an asshole back then.
Okay, so call it a draw.
Probably.
What? What's wrong, Jody?
It
What?
works now,
Why
though.
are you like, oh my god?
What's important is it works now.
I told her
Okay,
that.
you're right. You're
Yes,
right. You're
you're
right.
right,
I'm
Ray.
sorry.
Yeah,
I'm just being a
Yeah.
protector.
No, I mean,
And I-
Oh no, I left that life.
I told her if we were with the high school together and you were like that, I wouldn't, I wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole or whatever the meter is, 10.5832 meters, or anything like that. Yeah, no, thanks. Pass.
I tried chewing one time. It was I was in junior high, and it was cheerleading practice, and all the football players got off of. It was cheerleading practice and football practice, and so we were still doing our practicing, and the football players come over, of course, and did, talking all their shit, and it's like they were all chewing. It's like, oh, you guys want to try? It's like, I will. And so I tried Copenhagen, Skull.
Oh,
Did you
I
get
tr-
sick?
I got one of the football players, which he used to, he was a good friend of mine. He literally called my mom and told my mom to come pick me up. And then when my mom came and picked me up, he carried me to the car because I was so sick. I was throwing up and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've never tried it since.
I
Now-
went to Henley over in Klamath, so I mean it's a very
Oh yeah, Klamath is Klamath.
well. And Henley,
so now you know why.
Everyone knows.
now
Don't
it's
farming
Thank you.
school. It was out in the
I am
boondocks.
justified now, right?
Don't go to Mammoth. You'll be okay.
It was,
I've
it was
been
in the
there. That's a
boondocks.
hellhole. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody came from farms or whatever,
Yeah.
and that's just
Yeah, like I said, if I seen her
What
walking
you
up with a
did?
dinner plate fucking belt
All my
buckle
friends
and
were
shit
cowboys or
and
cowgirls or
and
Indians.
a skull ring and crap
That's
and boots.
who I went to
No.
school
What if it
with.
was Halloween? Like, could that become sexy?
It wasn't Halloween. No.
I'm saying if it
No,
was
she dressed up
Halloween.
like that as Halloween? No.
No.
No. No.
That's what we should do. We
I
should
have
all
my
dress
belt
up as
buckle
Halloween
still.
sometime.
I have my belt buckle in there.
I think that would be sexy, personally.
The belt might not fit, but
But the belt buckle will.
We just get a new belt for the buckle.
Well, if I was going to dress up as Halloween and back in those days, I'd have to hurry up and grow a mullet. Because I had a mullet back in the day.
Well, they have those at the Halloween store.
Well, yeah,
so-
business,
No, I want a legit mullet.
business in the front,
Why
party
don't you
in the
start
back.
doing it?
yep.
Business for a party.
Yeah,
in the
you
back.
have time yet to grow it. Until October.
I'll do it. I'll grow the fucking mullet.
We should have a
Double
Halloween
dog
party.
dairy.
Are you
serious?
challenging me?
Yes,
I
of
think
course.
so. I
He
think we're
won't.
agreeing
He
this
can't
right now.
stand
You
it past
won't.
his ears right now.
You won't. You won't do it.
You don't think so?
No.
See, even Rayette knows it.
Huh? I've rose the challenges before on this show.
I think you should do it.
Have I not? Have I not rose the challenges on this show?
She's
Will
about
you-
to handshake you on
Will
this.
you do a mullet?
I'll try.
All right.
No.
I'll try.
That's not. That does not.
Well, I have to see my hair. I don't even know how much my hair grows.
That's
now.
true. That's fair.
Okay.
We'll see how it grows.
Hair grows really well in the summertime.
I had my I used to have long hair way to my middle of my back and shit like that, and wore earrings and stuff like that.
You
It
hippie.
wasn't hippie. It was kick ass.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
Back then it was kick ass.
It was kick
I'll
ass.
swing by.
Kind of
it.
like her big belt buckle.
I want you to have a kick-ass mullet in. Okay, wait. So
You want me
we're
to
in
you want me to go
the
ahead and wear
end of
earrings
month
too?
five.
I'm gonna,
So
I'm
we're
gonna go to
looking at,
Costco
like,
and I'm gonna bring you some protein
you got 5 months
to
left.
put in your coffee. You know, everything that you need to grow your
We'll
mullet.
get you some hair stimulator.
Oh, okay. Rogaine.
Oh no!
Oh,
I
okay.
think that
Just
shit
things
causes
that are
cancer.
available at Costco.
So yeah, we're on a
It's true.
since we're on a podcast show, I changed my name to Joe Rogaine.
Oh no! Don't make Krista choke.
So are we really going to
Sorry,
try to let your
Krista.
hair grow?
Yeah, actually, can
I'll
we
try.
please? Let's give it like a month and see how things
Just
go.
the back. Oh, I got to keep the business up the front.
Well,
Yes.
that's what a mullet means.
Well, I know. But don't worry. I know. I had it. Big league.
Big, not big league.
You want to try it?
Ray
You
is
want me to
going,
try it?
please don't do it.
I
Please
say it
do
don't
it.
happen, but
So I'll just let her roll.
No, don't involve her in this.
I have to. She's
It's your
good.
wife.
She's fairly
She has
important
to
here.
sleep next to him.
No, she's your coach. If anything,
A coach.
no. Or she's keeping you accountable.
Yes. Yeah,
All right,
there
we'll
we
see.
go. Yeah.
I know
means
how
she
he
has to
hates
be
it
on
when it gets a
board.
certain length.
Yeah.
So
She doesn't have to have a mullet just because you agreed to it.
She had a mullet too.
I did not.
Okay.
I did have a boy haircut. Okay, wait. I have a really great story to
We've
end
all
this
had
episode on.
Yeah, let's
Boy
hear it.
haircut.
Okay, let's
do
hear your
it.
story.
Let's do it.
Mom, bless her heart.
Whoa, you called her retarded?
No, in the
Oh.
best mom way possible. She
Bless your
thought
heart
she was
means that,
giving
you know.
me. Oh,
Go ahead. I know. I got you. Go ahead. Sorry.
I
was
thought
just-
like bless you was like or bless your heart or whatever. No.
Bless your heart's a completely different thing back where he lives. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Sorry.
It's okay. So what,
Back in the day.
how's mom's?
My mom gave me like a boy cut, like a pixie cut before they were a thing. And I was in like preschool, kindergarten. She gave me a boy haircut, like a bowl cut.
A bowl cut?
Yeah,
Yeah,
mean, like
I
the
know what you're
girl-
talking about.
The girl version
Yeah.
of that.
You're like what's his name
And
on Dumb
we
and Dumber?
still talk about it
Yeah.
to this day.
Yeah.
No, and it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that
Okay.
bad. It was like the female version of that, except I got called a boy in the Burger King ball pit, and it stuck to me.
Not the
obviously
ball pit.
until this day. No,
Not
'cause
in the
Burger
ball
King
pit.
used
Not
to
the
have.
ball pit.
Yeah, because a kid was like, "Hey, let this boy get out of the way," and I was like, "I'm not a boy."
Yeah.
I would embrace that.
I don't
ball
even think I
pit.
said that, but I think I remember to this day that I was called a boy with a short haircut. Thanks, Mom. And
Boy
she
in a
knows
ball
What
pit.
that
have we
talk
learned
about
here
it.
today? don't hold hands and don't go in ball pits. That's the takeaway
With a
from
bowl
today's
haircut.
We
episode.
still laugh within my family about this haircut, but she feels
Thank you,
bad.
Rayette.
And this is why my hair is down to my booty since then. Like,
Yeah.
I have not cut hair. I'm pretty sure it's a
It's an
complex.
act of resistance.
Yeah, it's a complex.
A complex trauma. Same PTSD.
My hair will be long. I won't be called the boy.
my mom-
HTSD
Always gave me the same haircut as her. And one of them was the
that's
Carol
an
Brady.
interesting dynamic.
Oh, with the little
Yes,
thing in the
with
back.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
So disturbing. No.
That was great.
It's not nice.
Oh yeah.
No.
You should do that. Okay,
Thank
if
you.
I got to do a mullet, you got to do the Carol Brady.
No, that's not what we signed up for. You're just doing the
I'm telling you
mullet.
what, this is our deal.
I think that's fair. I'm with you.
Jody.
No, I love you. But I don't think you should have to cut it.
You in? No, don't cut it.
Don't cut it. But just when you don't have to cut it.
When
style
But
he
you
has
style
a
it that
Yeah.
way when he does.
Style it
Yeah.
the Carol
when
Brady
he has
style.
a mullet, we can all wear
As soon
weird
as he has a
hairstyles.
mullet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will kink my hair. I will do whatever weird stuff for hairstyles. Yeah.
I'll wear my hair really straight and flat.
Ooh.
When he gets to the mullet.
Yes.
Okay.
Straight and fluffy.
Yeah.
Anybody else in on any kind of hairstyle?
Yeah. We just
When-
want to see you with a mullet.
Oh man, it's going to be phenomenal.
I think you've agreed to it at this point.
Oh, I already did. I told you.
Obviously.
I'm in.
So we'll check back in 1 month from today.
See how it works.
I see what it looks like.
Sorry, it's
Yeah.
during summertime.
I'll go to Sport Clips and I'll tell them, hey, look, I'm growing a mullet.
Leave the party
You
in
know,
the
you
back.
can do
Yeah.
asking for
Leave the
hair
party in the
clips.
back.
They can
I
actually
usually
like
do the
gradually shape it that way.
yeah. I usually do the tapered and stuff. I go, don't taper it.
Go to Squirt Lips.
I'm fixing to grow this bitch
hey,
out.
Listen, I need a haircut, but also I'm
I
involved
don't.
in
But
a very serious
Yeah,
contest.
I'm in.
if they know
Right,
it's
need
a
a mullet.
contest, they should give you a good one.
They might. I'll let
Once
her
it
know.
grows
I'll
out, you
let her
can
know.
get the hair extensions.
I've went there. I just don't know how. Hopefully, it'll grow fast. I don't know
I
if it'll
heard
grow.
it's good that they give you like sports and things to look at.
It's great.
I don't know what else. to give
It's
you
my
there.
place. It's my jam. Sport Clip. So we're gonna do the mullet, and you're gonna do the Carol Brady.
Yeah,
All right.
definitely.
I'm
You got
not
it.
getting a bowl cut for this.
You don't want to bowl cut it?
I can't even express what I want to say on this
Well,
to
why
that
don't you
response.
just go home, watch Dumb and Dumber, and just see what you think.
You can
Welcome
get
to
the
my
Lloyd,
childhood.
Lloyd Christmas.
Not
yeah,
doing
go Lloyd
it.
Christmas.
Not
Yeah, do the
doing
Lloyd
it.
Christmas,
Straight
I'm not
across.
cutting my hair.
She said no, thank you.
and do the little
She
tooth
doesn't-
thing right
she
there.
doesn't consent.
I'll
The gap.
Crimp my
Yeah,
hair
do
or
the
something weird.
do the
We will
angled
all-
gap.
We
tooth
will
yeah.
all
right there.
do
Yeah, the
weird
angled gap.
hair things for that episode,
Yeah.
but
Okay, we'll do it.
your mullet will
Jody
be the
was
highlight.
straight. Jody has straight hair. That's a
That's
huge
my.
deal.
That's how mine was
That's
always.
a huge deal.
I had bangs and straight hair down to my butt. That's how I always had my hair. So
Happy childhood, all.
yes,
Yes. Thanks everybody.
I had a
Y'all have
wonderful
fun?
childhood.
Everybody have fun?
Yes,
Yes.
Fun times?
Yes.
it's nice
Krista?
being back. Thank you guys.
Fun?
I did have a good
Jody?
childhood. It's fun
Maria?
to talk about.
I did have a good childhood.
Yeah,
yeah.
we can do this 10 times over. Maybe as long as my mullet will be.
Okay, there
We'll
we
see
go.
by the end
So
of the
I'll be
summer.
back in a
We'll
month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see how long your
We'll be
mullet
back
is.
in a month, man. That
Okay.
we'll see how long the mullet is at then.
Oh, it's only a month that we're gauging this? I
No,
think
no, no.
we need
We'll
a couple
see
more
how
months to
no,
like
we're-
get
We're
it
gonna
out.
check in
It's
a month.
October.
Check in at a
Okay,
month.
okay,
When in
okay,
October?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
October's the
Okay.
final
I'm
mullet
probably
month.
gonna do a Scott Peterson.
Shit, I gotta
my
go on.
hair.
That sucks. Oh, I
Leave the
fucked up
state.
really bad because I got to go on vacation with a fucking mullet.
That's right.
When?
But I
Just
said,
put it in a
The end of
ponytail. You'll be good.
August.
yeah, I might ponytail it.
The
That's
ponytail
even
would
worse.
be great. But
could
also,
do a man
mullet
bun.
if you're
ponytail's
saying
worse.
that it's because of like a
Man
contest
bun.
or a reason,
What?
Man bun.
Man bun.
Man.
I cannot wait to see this. I'm so excited.
No, that's next level, man.
We love you.
I get myself in trouble on
We
this
do love
fucking
you.
place with women more than anything else. I
'Cause
can,
you open
I can
your
talk to
mouth.
guys, huh?
Because you open your mouth.
You're
Oh,
hosting
yes,
this podcast.
And there's 4 against 1,
Yeah.
so ha.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
Embrace it.
Embrace it. We're out.